Origins of Scarlet Witch. The world knows Wanda Maximoff as the Scarlet Witch, with probability manipulation and reality warping abilities. The twin sister of Quicksilver, mother to Wiccan and Speed, and ex-wife of the Vision, Wanda has taken on many roles throughout her life but will forever be known for causing the decimation. The Scarlet Witch, real name Wanda Maximoff, is a human with the ability to alter probability. For a time, she was believed to be the daughter of the mutant Magneto and his late Roma wife Magda. Wanda is also the fraternal twin sister of Pietro Quicksilver. Wanda and her brother are both Romani and Jewish. Shortly after Magda became pregnant, she witnessed her husband use his magnetic powers and realized that he was a mutant. Being terrified of mutants, Magda did not tell him about her pregnancy and fled from their home at the first opportunity. Magda eventually found refuge with a benevolent cow-like humanoid named Bova, who lived on Mount Woundagari in Transia. The twins were born on Mt Woundagari, and due to the mountain's mystical energy, it gave Wanda the ability to use magic in addition to her other powers. Shortly after the birth, Magda was driven mad with fear that Magneto might come for her and discover the twins. Despite Bova's attempts to reassure her, she fled the mountain during a blizzard in order to protect the twins and apparently died of exposure soon afterward. The motherless twins became the responsibility of Bova. A short time later, Bova helped a World War II heroine named Miss America give birth to a child fathered by her superhero husband, the Whizzer, but unfortunately, both child and mother died from radiation poisoning soon afterward. After Whizzer arrived, Bova only told him that Miss America had died, and gave him Pietro and Wanda to care for, claiming they were his children. Whizzer initially took the twins with him, but once he discovered they were not his own, he immediately returned them to Bova on Mt Woundagari. Bova then found another set of foster parents for Wanda and Pietro named Django and Maria Maximoff, who had just lost 2 children of their own. Django and Maria were Roma, and unfortunately suffered from prejudice and persecution in Transia. Django worked as a doll maker, but it was hard for him to find customers due to him being Roma. Django eventually had to steal food to keep his family from starving. When Wanda grew older, she was sexually molested by a boy her age and was forced to use her powers to keep him away from her. The villagers, however, accused Wanda of seducing the boy and attacked the Maximoffs, setting fire to the family's wagon. Maria was still inside and burned to death. They clubbed Django unconscious, but Wanda and Pietro were able to escape. Wanda and Pietro now believed that they were the only members of their family left. The 2 twins grew up together taking care of themselves, and Pietro grew very protective of Wanda. Darkhold. One night, Wanda awoke from a nightmarish that showcased Thanos and his forces invading Earth and Earth's heroes, the Avengers, in particular, struggling to battle them. Specifically, she saw Valeria Richards running to tell her brother Franklin Richards something that could help fight against the invasion, but was killed by a monstrous version of her brother. This alarmed her and she concluded that someone must have opened the Darkhold book and wanted to use it and that it must have been Doctor Doom. So, she went to Latveria and told him what he had done by opening up the book. How he could free Thanos from his imprisonment on another world and how bad that would be for Earth. He revealed to her that by reading from the book, he had woken Thanos. They began to work together and Doom read from the book, where discovered and told Wanda that in the past, there had been one group that had the ability to defeat Thanos, and that was the Darkhold Defenders. Wanda then theorized that with the right spell, the group could be recreated. Doom did that spell and they found their 5, Iron Man, Blade, Wasp, Black Bolt and Spider-Man. Whilst he did that spell, though, he travelled to the world where Thanos was in, other realm. Victorious then summoned the 5 and Wanda explained the situation, and the risks, to them. The heroes then read from the Darkhold book but were possessed by an unknown force, presumably someone to do with the Darkhold Orthan, turning them evil. Wanda concluded that they must have read too far and had Victorious get behind her. Wanda was invited to the Hellfire Gala by Magneto, who sought to reconcile. However, she was concerned with her reputation as the Pretender. She was ashamed of her "No More Mutants" proclamations and the resentment that still existed among the surviving mutants. She met him in private after the gala had ended with a special proposition. Her plan was to commit suicide, using glamours to make it appear like a homicide. With foul play suspected, she hoped the Quiet Council could be convinced to bring her back using the Five. Once she had passed through the traditional resurrection protocol, she would be able to cast a specific spell to extend the reach of the resurrection protocol by connecting it to a mystical plane called the Eldritch Orchard. Currently, only mutants who had the chance of being scanned and stored within Cerebro were capable of being brought back. This would add roughly 20 million more mutant souls to the resurrection queue. After casting the spell, requiring 3 children of Krakoa's founder Legion, Proteus, and Wanda herself, she successfully made the connection and earned her rebranding as the Redeemer. After her redemption in the eyes of mutant kind, Wanda revitalized her life as a hero. She opened a witchcraft shop, called Emporium. Part of the store was a special door she dubbed the Last Door. According to her, it was part portal, part seeking spell. It finds people who have hit rock bottom and are in desperate need of help and brings them to Wanda so that she can help them. One of the first people to come through the door was Darcy Lewis, a disgraced investigative journalist who went undercover with the sect of warrior women, the Baki, and was now marked for death. She became Wanda's first employee at the Emporium in exchange for protection. She had her new nature questioned by her old mentor, Agatha. She worried because Wanda had recently absorbed the Darkhold and imprisoned them within her own soul. Agatha decided to forge a new Darkhold. She believed this is the only way to protect reality from pure chaos breaking free. Agatha would pit heroes against each other to generate and contain chaos magic, getting the attention of the Avengers, which Wanda had recently joined. Wanda and the others managed to save the heroes, but Agatha already had enough chaos magic to recreate a second Darkhold, which manifested as a young boy. She also recovered a special amulet made of Mysterium, a new mutant-made metal that repelled magic, but the amulet appeared to be very old. It got the attention of Joseph, the clone of the late Magneto. His appearance originally depressed Wanda, but she allowed him to help on issues that come through the Last Door so he could seek his own redemption. Unfortunately, he was actually a mole for the witch hunter, Hex Finder, who also planted the Mysterium with temporal magic. She planted even more Mysterium ore in the ground around the Emporium as a trap for Wanda, but Wanda's redemption plan worked on Joseph. He betrayed Hex Finder, clearing the Mysterium, and giving Wanda the chance to spite her. Soon after, Wanda was selected for the most recent Avengers roster, the Structure, a vampire cult dedicated to taking over the world, uses magic to turn every Dark Force user on Earth into a portal for Dark Force energies that block out the sun. Wanda and the Avengers do their best to fight the attacking vampires, however, they are convinced by Blade to return to their new base, the Impossible City, so he could share with them intelligence on the cult. Blade betrayed them, sending the vampire super soldiers, the Blood Coven, in his place. Blood Coven member, Unusual, feeds on magic, psychically weakening her, taking her unconscious body prisoner along with Panther and Thor. Blade, who was possessed by Varney, the first vampire, needed Wanda's magical energy signature for a ritual that would give him full dominion over the Dark Force. After the ritual was completed, the Free Avengers raided the Blood Coven's temple, where a solar-powered vision hurt Unusual long enough for Wanda to get her bearings. Using her magic, She is able to occupy members of the blood coven, so bloodline could make her move on Blade. Varney was forced out of Blade and into a containment spell by Wanda, while Strange and Doom cleared the dark force in the sky. Ultimate Nexus. Wanda's new dedication to heroism and power upgrade has put her on a path toward becoming an Ultimate Nexus. This got the attention of the Griever at the end of all things, who first sent the wizard after Wanda with a new magically upgraded drone army, the Frightful 400. His purpose was to separate her from Pietro, as their connection gives her power. The Griever waits for Wanda to be alone and then kills her. Her physical body was destroyed, but a part of her tried to return. That part of her was saved by the Never Queen, the creator of Nexus beings and twin of the Griever. She informs Wanda of her new path and shows her a way forward. Powers and abilities. The Scarlet Witch possesses the mutant power of affecting probability fields. By a combination of gestures and mental concentration, she creates a hex sphere, a finite pocket of reality-disrupting quasi-psionic force, which upon reaching its intended target, causes the disturbance in the molecular-level probability field surrounding the target. Thus, unlikely phenomena will occur. Among the many phenomena she is able to cause are, the sudden melting of gun barrels, the spontaneous combustion of any flammable object, the rapid rust or decay of various organic and inorganic materials, the poltergeist-like deflection of an object in flight, the sudden evacuation of air from a given volume, the disruption of energy transmissions and fields, and so on. These phenomena occur practically instantaneously after the completion of her hex. Her range of hex casting is limited by her line of sight. She cannot watch a live television broadcast and cause a hex phenomenon to occur at its point of origin. Scarlet Witch's hex casting ability had a 20% unreliable factor and she is limited in the range of sight, although she has been able to overcome the latter limitation on occasion via extreme concentration and sorceress enchantment. Wanda is also a living focal point for the Earth's magic. Her sorceress training with Agatha Harkness is separate from her mutant ability of probability science. But the mixture of the two makes her considerably more powerful than just using her probability powers. She has a special affinity for the natural elements and materials that true witches utilize in their spells, the 4 alchemical elements, wood, organic substances, etc. The reliability factor of her hex casting ability is also limited by her physical condition. When well rested, in good health and mentally and emotionally alert, Scarlet Witch can cast numerous hex spheres in rapid succession and attain desirable results for almost an hour. However, certain events in House of M have shown that her limits may have been removed altogether. And her powers actually evolved, giving her the mutant ability to alter reality on a vast scale by way of magic. In the House of M storyline, Wanda showed that she could fly, transform people and matter, fire powerful beams of magic, and disable other mutants' abilities. She could also bring the dead back to life. And while it appears that Scarlet Witch may have depowered herself, an incident with Hawkeye shows that she may have in fact retained her reality-altering powers. Another hint of this is that Wanda is 1/3 the Earth's High Priestess, as seen in the tarot cards, showing that there is still hope for her after all.